didn't think you were going to ring it that loud.
My bad.
It's just us in here.
I've never done it before, so I was very excited.
Gave me the worst bottle of them though. Joe Suarez in the middle of the day.
Thank you.
Different flavours as well. Nice.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah. Nice. All right, should we talk about some cool stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what we think is cool.
Yeah.
Day to day. We both work in UX, user experience. So how would you summarize UX?
UX UI. So you have, if you compare it to, say, a house, UX is the foundation, the blueprint. That's UX. You have the structure. UI is then the pretty things. So the decoration, the interior.
You can't have a really good working website and it look aesthetically bad. I suppose if you kind of see it as being in a restaurant where the food could be excellent, but if the service that's coming out to you is awful, you're not going to go back. So we kind of take that approach, I guess, don't we, to websites. We want it to be really engaging for users with the content that our clients have, but we need the experience to sort of back it up.
Yeah. No one wants a really pretty website that's clunky and doesn't work, because then no one's doing anything on it.
Yeah. I suppose another reference would be like Mr. Bean as well as a person. He dresses really smart. He's got the shoes, he's got the nice suit, he's got the tie, he slicks his hair back. So that's the user interface. He's really cleanly dressed, ready for the day, but then he's an idiot. So his life just doesn't really work out the way it should, and that's why it's so funny to watch him, essentially. But
how we want to build websites.
No, we don't base our websites off Mr. Bean. So should we take a look at some websites that I suppose most people would be familiar with? See how they engage with it, see what we think. We obviously have a little bit more experience in terms of the research that we put into our websites, the discovery phases that we run for all our clients. We know how websites are typically built through our dev team. We know the kind of care that they get afterwards as well. So if we take a look at some of the leading websites, we'll do a little bit of a critique or praise.
Sounds good,
Yeah. Hopefully we've got a difference of opinion, which will be fab. So obviously one of the big ones will most likely be Amazon.
Yeah.
Everyone
All
uses
the time
Amazon.
on Amazon.
Yeah, all the time. Do you have Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think most people do.
I think at this point.
My mum and dad nicked mine there.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you don't have it, you know someone's got it.
Yeah.
Everyone's using Prime. No one's waiting for delivery.
No. Cool. So I hate it.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I hate the Amazon website. I think it's really busy and there's a lot of cognitive overload. So you don't know where to look first.
Yeah.
And you can see they've taken into consideration certain UX laws in terms of page folds, what should be above it, big CTAs. They've made their search bar massive because that's what most people will probably instinctively do, is search what they're looking for, because they're coming to the website with a preconceived idea of what they want.
Yeah.
All they need to know is, how am I going to find it quickly? So they're either going to use the sub navigation or they're going to use the search bar. Most people will use the search bar. Now, I wouldn't actually be surprised if Amazon do A/B tests on their homepages. Probably most pages, to be honest, but from a homepage perspective, they probably test even down to the little things like how big that search bar is.
Yeah.
Where it could be on page. So whether it's at the top, whether it's in the center, Google-esque, then you've got the transfer of sort of knowledge. But I mean, in terms of what it does, it's not bad. I just think it's a lot to look at.
I think it's a tough one, because if this is a site you don't know, that is a lot, and it's overloading your system. I think because it's Amazon and everyone uses it so often, you just know that's what Amazon looks like. You know that you're going to have the search bar, which, let's be honest, most people are using anyway. I think Amazon honestly could just get away with just having a search bar. I mean, obviously
so Google, e-commerce Google.
Yeah.
In a way.
I think unless you've got, it's Prime Day at the minute, so you've got all of these extra promotions, but I think if they literally just had a search bar, people wouldn't be turned off by that.
Do you get deliveries every day?
Not anymore.
My house receives a box every day.
Yeah?
Near enough every single day.
I like a surprise box that you forget that you've ordered, and it turns up and, oh yeah, I forgot that I completely needed this.
I still remember your heartbroken story.
Oh, and they put them in the bin.
When your safe place was the bin.
It wasn't. They just put them in the bin.
It hurt for me to laugh.
It was hilarious, but also horrible.
Yeah, did you have to rebuy them, or did they sort it out?
I had to rebuy them, and I'd ordered them on Black Friday. So they were all more expensive when I went to buy them again. Plus it was Christmas. It shows how much it's needed, because after that I swore I was never going to use Amazon again.
Then again, who's a competitor to Amazon? Like other companies do next day, but then you would typically buy more than one thing at once from Amazon at the same time. So, yeah. Shall we look at how they sort of do their product pages, their listing pages? Again, for me, so much to take in at this point when you're scrolling down the page. You got, very 2025 influencer pics. Kind of people are like sheep now in terms of they're told what they should like.
I think they're also trying to keep up with TikTok as well, aren't they?
Different trends across different. It makes sense. Most people spend their time on social media, so how do you implement that on a website? How do you implement the way that people use social on a website? But it's just a lot for me to look at, because these are all different companies under Amazon. They're going to have different kind of images as well, so there's not enough I like consistency. As you know, I always try and find images which have the same hue colors, they have the same sort of angles, people have to have the same sort of eyeliner where they're looking, and it's really hard to find, let alone on a website where you've got all of these other companies who have control over their category image. Like, you're going to find some awful ones. Let's look at some sunnies based on the weather. What do you like about it? I'll tell you what I hate about it.
I like the image options. Having image options is great. I can see straight away which option I want to choose. In terms of the colour of the product? Yeah. So instead of having a drop down with colour names, you can actually just see the product. And that, they got the big things right. Yeah. It's following an e-commerce layout. You've got your title, your gallery. I suppose one big plus is their only primary call to action is the buy button, which we sometimes have headaches with on our websites, because huge, clients would always want to promote as many call to actions on a web page as possible. So if it's an automotive website, I know they have internal battles themselves in terms of what should be most important, but they'd have inquire about this vehicle, book a test drive, reserve, call now, book a video appointment, especially in COVID, and then the main primary call to action above all of that is to buy the car now, if the store is e-commerce, which most of them are for us now, which is a lot to take in for a user, especially for automotive. The first time you've seen the car, and all of a sudden you've got all these primary call to actions, which means they're as important as each other, telling you what to do. You're just going to look at it and you will go the other way, which we find in our discovery projects when we're looking at heat maps, session recordings, everything like that, and we do deep dives. We can see people doing bouncing back to the page before, or they completely leave because they're just so overwhelmed being told what to do. And I suppose I like to think of a website as a real life as well. So it's like, if I went to see that car in real life, effectively I've got 6 salesmen telling me different things. You should book an appointment
to come look at finance, you should see how much your car is worth. Just buy me now. And it's very overwhelming. So I always try and transfer that process into our website. Try and keep everything secondary, primary. You've got your ghost buttons, where they're not as important, but they are important. Everyone's going to have a different point in that journey of what they want to look at. Let's not give them everything now.
Yeah.
I feel like this website is okay for that, because the only primary call to action above the fold, which really matters, is to buy now.
And that's honestly, with Amazon, a lot of people aren't scrolling past that.
No, I don't think I've ever really read the description on any product. And they're normally quite in depth, because I think they've got a page template and they can upload their own images.
That sounds like someone that's never had a delivery that isn't what they expect.
Yeah. What I tend to do, and what I'm sure most people do, is they go straight to the reviews.
Yeah. And
then they just make a judgment call. With Amazon, you can kind of be like, well, it's never going to cost too much. So if it's naff, then you can put it in Zoe's bin.
Yeah.
So we'll look at another website. Well, going back to Amazon actually real quickly, what I do like though is on mobile, they kind of lead the way for e-commerce in terms of trends, like the whole swipe to buy, one click purchase, which everyone tries to implement but never really works out. Amazon obviously do that really well.
I think that helps that, as again, everyone's using Amazon, so they trust it. So they would have a lot of insights to what users are really doing across all devices. It'd be interesting to see where, I assume, that app on mobile gets the most usage. Yeah.
But do you use Airbnb? I've never used it.
Have you not?
No.
I've used Airbnb. I love it. I like how clean it is. I like how easy it all is. And obviously it comes from the sellers, but the photography is great.
Yeah.
It looks nice.
I like how their adverts on TV match their website as well.
Yeah.
You're not being sold one thing and then you go to the website and it's a completely different story. The images are great, and some of the properties as well, they all show the wacky one. I think there's a category, isn't there, for...
There is.
I can't think of what it's called, like wacky or...
There's like a wow.
Wow, yeah. But no, their photography is always great, and the use of white on the page as well is always great. And you often find there's always two sides to the coin in terms of designers will say too much white space is bad, and you have clients who think that should be retail space. But I think white space is good. It helps focus your journey, what you're looking at, where you should go next. If I was to land on this page from scratch and I hadn't seen it before, I wouldn't be overwhelmed at this point, because there's not too much going on. I can see some properties to potentially get me interested, popular near where we are to an extent. Or you've got your search bar with some nice iconography. So
I think potentially we're biased with white space because we have clients that have so much information. Our way of filtering that information for the user is to use white space. So I think there are a lot of designers that would rather not do that. But yeah, I like the ability to take breaks and not just have screens full of information constantly. Yeah.
I think because we've done a lot of user research and a lot of discovery phases, we kind of see user habits that are transferable across different kind of websites, whether it's e-commerce, a brochure website, and information for an event, or all these different kind of websites. Users are still the same, and the one key takeaway that I find is that users are just lazy. Like they want the information and they want it that quick. They want it within one click. And if they don't get it within one click, they're all of a sudden they're starting to scroll around the page, erratic sort of left to right, up and down. They won't take the content in, but they will scroll to the bottom of the page just to see how long that page is, and they go straight back up to the top. If it doesn't meet their criteria, they either leave or it just damages the rest of their journey, and they've got a preconceived version of what the rest is going to look like.
I mean, I think that's just the world now, isn't it? When I'm looking for research, I'm exactly the same. If I don't find exactly what I want, an answer to a question straight away, then I'm back on Google and looking at another website.
Well, that's how we title our slides, users in the wild, because they've all got different ideas in their head of what they come to that website to do.
Yeah.
No user is necessarily the same. Again, back to automotive. Yes, everyone who visits is looking for a car. We know that, but their criteria of that car, the age, the fuel, how old it is. Oh, sorry, I said age. How many seats it has, the location, all of these different criteria for the car shapes their journey, essentially, and where they start. So,
and you're also not always getting customers that are ready to buy exactly now. Some people are starting their journey, so you want to make their experience good enough that they come back and buy with you.
Yeah, and by no means should clients ever think their tab is the only one they've got open.
Yeah.
So they would have different dealerships open on different tabs. And they would be trying to find the same car, and then it comes down to things like price. But I think experience and visuals play a massive part of that. So if a car on one website with the better deal could be fantastic, but if the experience of finding that car and potentially buying that car is going to follow, they might not do it.
I mean, same with Airbnb. Last time I booked somewhere, I also had, I think, booking.com open as well, and lastminute.com. But ultimately came back to Airbnb because I've used it before. I like the interface and it just looks nice.
The emails that you get post-purchase, all of that, very consistent.
Yeah, you know what you're expecting.
Again, I think we'll just look at key pages. We always know that key pages are going to be homepage, product listing pages, product description pages, and then you've got your standard sort of inquiry, your forms, everything like that. I think what I like most about Airbnbs is the most important information is still above the fold.
Yeah. And
again, going back to our discovery phases, we know that everyone loves an image. That's one thing that I've learned the most through discovery phases. You can have buttons in different places and you can think that's going to perform better because it's higher up the page.
Yeah.
It's not the case. The UI and definitely photography always captures the user's attention first.
I think they could have all of the information above the fold, but all of the house information, but people are still scrolling down to find the images.
Yeah.
Like that's the first thing they want to see.
Yeah. Well, we ran a test on one of our automotive websites where we had the gallery at the top and it was slightly smaller, but then we also had a gallery further down the page, and they were still two of the highest spent time on page sections.
Yeah.
And we could tell by the session recordings of where their mouse goes, what they're clicking, everything is image focused. And if that passes the test and they're happy with how cars look, what the imagery is like, they move on to the next step, which is normally like finance and what's my next move.
I think you kind of accept that images are your number one, and then it's making the journey nice from then on.
Yeah.
You don't try and replace images because that's all people want to see.
Talking of images, and thumbnails, I suppose the next ideal one would be YouTube. Thinking of a balance of where customers are always on their phones now, on social media, and they want that. How do you go from social to a website? What should be similar? What should be different? And then streaming platforms as well. How can they act more like social media? And I suppose YouTube is very similar to a social media platform now. You probably even call it a social media platform to an extent. You are posting, you are watching, you can comment. It does most things a social platform can do, but it's just way more involved with what you're watching, I guess. I don't have social media, so do you have it?
I do.
Yeah. So I don't know necessarily how different they are, but I imagine they're very similar.
They're all, I guess, taking aspects of each other. So you now have YouTube Shorts, which you've got Instagram Reels and TikToks. They're all basically trying to monopolize on everything, so that why go to Instagram when you can just come to YouTube? Yeah.
No, you can see that with updates that they're always doing as well. So YouTube, for instance, if you hover over a thumbnail now, it starts to play the video, or it gives you a mini trailer to get you to click on it, essentially. So maybe we should talk about some UX myths. Yeah, because there's quite a few out there, and a lot of people understand user experience. I think they know the value of it and how close to UI it should be. But let's maybe bust some myths.
Yeah.
Cool. So everything has to look nice.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I don't agree. I think you could have a really stunning looking website, but if you're not converting it into sales or contacts, what's the point in having it? It's just information at that point.
100%.
Okay, myth number 2. So users read everything on screen.
That's not true.
No.
That's really, really not true. I mean, I would have said that anyway if I didn't know what we know from our recording platforms and heat maps and session recordings, but they only just back it up. People scroll down the page and they scan read at best. They look for visual cues. So how many buttons are on page? What's the brightest button? Down to the imagery. Talking of imagery, did you know, don't fact check me on this particularly, but I think it was 70% of people are more likely to engage if the visual is looking at the call to action that they want you to press. Yeah. So there's websites where the models are looking up and to the left, which is where the contact or buy button is. And subconsciously, it obviously makes you want to click that button.
It makes sense, yeah.
And the same with animals. Apparently conversions are higher when there's cute little puppies or dogs on the page.
Interesting. I wonder if that's...
Which is an interesting one.
Familiarity with the brand, like you can relate a bit more.
Yeah, it makes it relatable, makes it a bit more emotive.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You would buy anything if a cute dog is saying it.
True. Yeah, 100%.
While we're talking about visuals and what people look at, and we're talking about YouTube, do you tend to look at many thumbnails about what you're watching when it comes to maybe movies on streaming?
So I watch a lot of streaming platforms. However, I don't know if I could tell you the names of necessarily any of the movies I've watched. I will look at the thumbnail, I will hover over it to get a little trailer, and then I'll watch it based on that.
Based off that, okay, cool. And based off that, shall we do a little quiz?
Yeah.
See if you know the movie from the stills.
Okay.
Yeah? See who's better.
We'll have
I'm a film buff.
Oh, okay.
When I go home, I'll sort food out, baby out, all that sort of thing, and then straight to Netflix, Prime, one of them.
Bro, that makes me feel better about losing.
Wherever most of my money is spent. Let's do the first one. It's typical. I do not have a clue.
The Departed.
Oh, it's too old. Pre-2000, I won't watch.
Okay.
Oh my God, why have we done this? This is awful. I love that film. Have you seen the new one?
Oh, is that, what's it called?
Oh, he loses
13. No, 9. Just at 9.
They're too fast. That's...
the Harry Potter's.
Harry Potter.
Yep. I want to say Indiana Jones. Yeah. Smashed it.
Well done. That was good. Gods of Egypt. Oh my God. The complete opposite. I want to say iRobot, but it's not iRobot, is it?
I've never heard of that my life.
This is embarrassing. I said I was a movie buff. Great Showman. I love that film.
I've never seen it. I listened to some of the music.
I'm pausing. What do you mean you've never seen it?
I just never got around to it.
Do you like musicals?
I love musicals. I studied musical theatre.
You need to watch it. It's a great film. It's
not based on the best thing though. It's based on is it Barnum Circus? They weren't great guys.
They weren't great guys.
The people that started the circus.
But he's the greatest showman.
I mean, it's Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman's the greatest person, but subject base isn't great.
Oh, okay. Still watch
Sorry,
it.
I don't want to
watch
ruin
it for the songs.
Okay. I like the songs. The songs were good. They were on the radio a lot. I like that.
They were. They made him a mint. I did horrendously at that. That backfired.
Neither of us did well.
They were old movies. I only watch new movies. That's
Okay.
my out.
Fair.
But maybe we should not do movies and do things that we actually know.
Yeah, let's do that.
More UX. So the biggest part of UX, in my opinion, is A/B testing, split testing.
Yeah.
Test the hell out of everything. So just to go into a bit more detail about then what that is, I guess. So A/B testing is where, if we look at some of those websites that we looked at earlier, home pages in particular, or product pages, they would be, you can have infinite amount of versions of that page, not infinite, say 10, which is nowhere near infinite. And then you can separate those 10 pages out between your audience, as you would know. Or you can have different percentages for each version that you really want to focus on. So one version, you could have the hero section with a large title and search bar on the right hand side. Another version could be more of a subtle background, your search on the left hand side, and your navigation, bold, not bold, top, bottom. There's so many different variations of what you can have on a page, and how differently people engage with those pages. Even regional, people act differently on websites across the UK, as we know. So I think having multiple versions of any given page gives us a huge insight into what people want to do, and that we use it for ongoing projects as well. So we sort of retain that information that we learn from client A, and we can share that knowledge with client B and client C, and it's then a circle. So when it comes back around to client A, they're getting fresh new things that we might have learned off client Z.
It's all transferable as well, even though we have a range of clients in different sectors. An automotive hero obviously won't be exactly the same as, say, a property site, but there will be elements that we can take from previous research. For example, gallery. No matter what site we're building, whether it's e-com, a brochure site, we know how important a gallery is. So that's always going to be the priority. So I think it's keep learning. So we do the discovery phase, then on to sort of the design, the build, the testing, and then back round to discovery.
Yeah,
keep going.
It's definitely an infinite loop. As you perfectly put, as soon as you've tested some ideas, you then go, that's almost a post-discovery phase. And then you can take learnings from that, put new designs forward, and just constantly, it's all about evolution of a website, and then you mix in your trends, you mix in what clients need from a business point of view, because I suppose one thing being at an agency, we know the clients that we work for, but we don't quite understand their KPIs in terms of what they really want to get out of a website. And it's a case of balancing that, in my opinion, from what a user expects to what the business wants. So one thing that we always keep in the back of our mind is how much information and data the customer wants to give to the client, and what information the client is given to the customer. So it's always fair. You can't overload too much information to a customer and expect them to fill out a massive form. Equally, you can't give them hardly any information and expect them to fill out a massive form. It's always got to be a nice balance, that they're getting what they need and you're getting what you need. So a nice amount of content for a nice bite-sized form, because one thing that we know from form analytics is we know exactly where people drop off on what kind of form. So I suppose an example of that would be a servicing form. We know the key drop-offs are always on when they have to pick a location, because they would most likely have to open up another tab, look at where it is, look at the distance, look at their calendar, and it's a lot of time away from the form, and then they're just thinking, no, not for me. And necessarily, but you can see why that's needed from a business point of view, because then it has to feed through, but the user doesn't care. They just want to put my name's John, I've got a Fiesta, and I'll pay this package, submit.
Yeah.
That's their fair exchange. A little bit of their information for the information that they received.
I think the discovery phase also super important as sort of a backup of knowledge. When you're pitching to a new customer and you're saying, this is how we can make your site better, this is what customers want, you've got actual reliable information to prove this. Because I found that clients are going to want what they want. And I think UX, as important as it is, isn't necessarily on people's front of their mind.
Mm-hmm. Especially a discovery phase.
Yeah, they want a nice looking website that is going to get them money.
Yeah, high converting website.
Yeah, so if we at all go against that in any way to their vision, I think it's great to have a discovery phase to lean back on.
Yeah,
further down the line.
It gives us ammunition, and it backs up points, more importantly, and it helps them understand how their users are using their website.
Yeah.
I suppose they kind of live in their bubble. Not always in their bubble, they understand their audience, but they need to align more with what the user wants. And the discovery phase, whether it's heat maps so they can physically see how their website's being clicked, they can see scroll maps, they can see how far people are scrolling down each page, click areas so they can see how is button A comparing against button B. All of that is just data, and data doesn't lie. Whereas I think traditionally it'd be you need a new website, here's a new design.
Yeah.
And it would look great, but it would be a finger in the air moment of, is this going to work? Now
Tell us in a month's time if you've got more leads.
Yeah. Whereas everything now is data based.
Mm-hmm.
One really cool feature about the platform that we use to get all our insights is now AI, which Terminator, going to take over the world, Skynet sort of thing. But it's really good because it gives us ideas based on the data that it has in its own system. So traditionally we would look at heat maps, we would analyze session recordings, we would look at form analytics, and we would extract all that information, and we would make preconceived tests of what we think will work based on that.
Yeah.
Whereas the platform now it's all built in, it knows exactly all of its own data that is collected, and it will automatically generate ideas for you based on the field, the industry, based on the users coming to the website, time of day, device type that's getting the most reviews, and it would spit out ideas for you, which you would ultimately probably come to anyway.
Yeah.
But the time difference and the amount of effort that we would have to make to come up with that is done within seconds within the platform, and even new ideas at the same time.
That's a little terrifying.
It's scary enough that we can watch people on their laptops.
That's true. Yeah.
Only their screens.
Only their screens.
Not them.
I think that's crossed into a whole different job.
That's some Black Mirror sort of stuff. But no, we don't see that, thankfully. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's getting scary good. Yeah. Very, very efficient.
I mean, yeah, helpful. It's things that we would have essentially have come to, but you get it instantly.
Yeah.
And then you can do more with more clients.
So yeah, really, really cool features that are constantly coming out and just changing how we evolve with our websites, and AI is just helping that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Anyway, and you can slowly start seeing it in Figma as well. So how it tailors our designs, and it's looking at what we're designing, and it's giving us ideas live as we design it, let alone all the data that we get when it's built. Yeah. So it's again another circle to incorporate, which is really cool. And then I can only see it getting more predictive.
You think it will carry on? It won't stop where it is?
It won't. No, I think it's only going to get more efficient, and more platforms will start to talk to each other, and you'll be able to export from platform A to platform B, and it's going to become very predictive. So based off a prompt, it will predict a layout that you should use, and it would give it to you, and it will say, do you want us to implement this as a test? And all of a sudden it's done. Yeah. So instead of having 10 tests of it, it would generate 100. And what would normally take days would take seconds. And then the reporting on all of that would just really clarify the perfect page. So because it will have minute differences between tests, and it would say test 47 was the best test, if that makes sense. That's where I think it's going to go. And then it will be able to, the whole Figma thing is scary as well with design, and it's coming up with images based off prompts. It can read your brand. Product placement is obviously becoming a thing with AI as well. Videography. No one knows what is real.
Oh, 100%.
Are you real?
Yeah.
No. Great. Well, it was really, really enjoyable catching up about our sort of day-to-day and our thoughts about things, and just catching up with yourself. It's been really nice. The quiz didn't go to plan, but
yeah, it was a little embarrassing for you, but you can practice for next time.
For us.
I said I was
We
bad.
are in a team. This is a team.
We'll do some practice for next time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Cool. Well, I'll let you ring the bell actually. You're closer again. Not as loud as last time.